get the flock out of here. All right, this is our final sibling session with my brother, Travis. So he's going to help me go over seasons 1 through 5 at this point. We can go over 6 too, because 6 is where he has some stuff to add in there too. So, Travis, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, yeah, I'm 36 years old. I am right in the middle between everybody.
Yeah.
I am number, let's see, 1, 2.
You're number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
Number 5. All right. Out of 8. So typically when I'm doing the sibling sessions with most of my brothers and sisters, it's going to be out of 8 because Justin is just with me and Heather to make 9. So
last of the 80s.
Yes. Yeah, he was in 89. He was the Irish twin with Lucas. And
year and a day apart.
Yep. So Lucas was born on the 24th and 24th, right?
24th and I'm 25th. Yeah.
And he's the 25th of May. So we're going to go to episode 3, which is when, that's when I'm telling all my cool stories about Travis getting scared. And
I remember it vividly, actually.
So let's talk about that. So I make jokes. I make jokes. But I'm like, oh, Travis was like, oh, can I play with you guys? But we played all the time. I mean, we all played together. And he was like, remember your Michael Jackson moves? Could you still moonwalk?
I can still moonwalk, yes.
Oh, shit. We're going to have to get him moonwalking at the end of this. Episode 3 was like, that was the existing in a crisis. So that's when you and Lucas were probably about, all that started when I was like 13-ish. So they would have been 8 and 7. That's when we used to go to the park all the time and you'd run away and be naughty. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Charles, it's time to go. And he'd be like, skirt, and run off. I'm like, ah.
I was definitely the annoying one.
I think he was purposely annoying because being the middle child, though.
Admittedly, I was seeking attention.
Yes. That usually occurs. Hannah did exactly the same thing as the girl that was in the middle because I was older and Abby was the younger, and she just was constantly coming up, and annoying me like all the time. Like, anybody got a candy bar? Like, that was weird. That I don't really know what was going on there, but we did still. I mean, I didn't exclude him ever. Just that particular day we were trying to exclude you. That's why I said I think he was particularly fragile that day because we were like really fucking with him, and it was really easy for some reason. Dude, did that scar you?
I tell the story to I've told it to Nicole.
Like, what the hell's wrong with your siblings?
I
even tried to recall it. I was like, what the hell did we do?
She's like, oh, you poor baby.
I know. Nicole, I swear.
Fine, I wouldn't change anything. Everything I've been through and done, and it's happened. It's made me who I am today.
Exactly.
So.
You were just easy to scare. That's why we did it.
Right. I was a big scaredy cat. I didn't like haunted houses or anything like that.
Which is fine. I was scared.
I didn't want to wear anything scary on Halloween. I was always like Superman. So I idolized Superman.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Yeah. So,
hell yeah.
I was like Superman like 6 years in a row.
You just reused the same costume. It's okay. Yeah. Nobody knows.
But yeah, that story though, I remember it being it was like a story about like demons. Like you're saying.
Yeah, like we wrote like this whole script. Dude.
There was this whole story behind it. It even affected me after.
Oh my god, I did scar you.
To where like I came home from school one day. And
got the blowjob.
Mom and Dad weren't at home yet. We always got home when they were still at work, and so we'd have to call Mom and let her know that we made it home safe.
Oh man!
And I remember trying to go home. It was me and Cody walking home, and I'm just like, "What's that?" I thought I saw like a shadow of a person walking in the house. I'm like, I'm not going in there.
It's the demon. You warned me about
it. I went to a friend's house that was just right down the road, and I asked to use their phone, and we knew Mom's work number by heart. So yeah,
I know. I just repeated it. I'm not going to say it, but yep, I still remember it.
But yeah, I remember you guys there was like a bag of marbles. I think you guys would knock over.
We were doing like
you would tip over chairs when I wasn't looking, and you would say the demon was trying to get me.
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
And I do remember the Beatles song being played.
Revolution Number 9. Yeah, that's what started it all.
And I'm just like, what?
I think that we were like trying to get you to go in Mom's room just so you would like leave us alone, but like far away. I don't know why though. Like I can't recall. Wasn't Tony Potter that too?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Tony was there because I remember having the fold-out bed.
Oh, yeah,
so if it was up, he would have been sleeping on that, and so we were sitting on it, and I remember.
I wouldn't know.
I remember pounding the floor, and I heard you come running around the corner, and we were laughing so hard because he was so easy to scare. That's the only reason we were doing it, but we didn't realize the repercussions of our decisions.
I'm fine.
He's okay. But yeah, so that I don't know why that story in particular, and I couldn't even remember everything. I was trying to make it make sense. I'm like, what did we do that for? And we have Lucas falling off the roof and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Why did we do that? It was very elaborate.
Also, we could just say it now on camera.
So you guys could think that I'm something's wrong with me. Everybody thought it was a grand idea when we were doing it, but now when I look back, I'm like, dude, we needed to fill our time with some better things.
Siblings mess with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, when I got to be about the age that you were at that time, I was doing the same thing.
Yeah, so Abby mentioned that when we were doing her sibling session. She's like, it's so funny to see you talk about Travis, look at the brother, she calls him, because I have a totally different perspective of him. I'm like, oh, those little pipsqueaks. And she's scared of it, because she's the younger one. But yeah, it's funny. It's cool to see that perspective. We did have some fun. We definitely spent a lot of time together when we were kids. I mean, I wasn't really as much of a kid, but
yeah, most of my memories, it was always with us kids together.
Yeah, I always looked forward to it.
Doing stuff. Yep. I remember always looking forward to, because we always had to pick you guys up because your dad never wanted to drive you off.
He did none of the driving.
Yeah, so we looked forward to that. We get to have the trip. We always liked how hilly the roads were.
You guys sing? Did you sing?
Yeah, we would sing, and Dad would purposely go fast down the road.
Oh,
when we hit the road, our butts get lifted.
Oh,
up
the
a
roller
bit.
coaster road.
Yeah.
So the roller coaster road is right by. I taught your dad that. Yeah. Do you remember when we used to go on family vacations and stuff, or even sometimes just the store, how we all would have a kid and you were always assigned to me?
I was always assigned to Amy.
It's because we're both middles.
I remember being assigned to you for the Mammoth Cave trip.
Yep, I always had you, and no, everyone was like, oh, let Travis, because he was naughty. So I was like, I'll take him. But besides that, I was the middle of the oldest, and he was the middle of the youngest. So we kind of did it Heather and Lucas, me and Travis, and then Cody and Tony. I remember having fun. I remember, here's one. So I remember when we were it was a pizza place maybe or something, and you stuck your hand up inside that crane machine.
Oh.
You remember that? And you stole a coloring book or something, and Heather told on you. Where'd you get that coloring book? And I'm like, dude.
Heather's a snitch.
Snitches get stitches, Heather. I think I just told you this. And you stole from GL Perry one time.
So the GL Perry story is hilarious, I think.
All right.
So me and Cody were at GL Perry. This is kind of an older discount store.
Yeah, a Dollar General almost.
Yeah. I think there's a Dollar Tree there now, actually. But we'd always go in there because they always had a small little toy section or whatever. And I remember they had there was this Goosebumps keychain that was a 3D lenticular, so it moved. It looked like it was in motion.
Oh yeah.
And I took that.
Oh yeah, it's all coming back to me. He got
and
drilled.
Dad found out.
Yep.
I can't remember the story about how he found out. I'm pretty sure someone told on me. Cody.
I think it was Lucas and. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh yeah, I think, and then he's just I remember Dad was like, hey, let me see that. He's like, where'd you get this? I'm just like, a friend gave it to me at school.
Yeah, and didn't he make me take you back?
Yes, we had to go back to GL Perry, and I had to give it back.
Didn't he come in with no shoes on?
Yes, Dad had no shoes on, and he had his cut-off jean shorts.
And his teeth weren't.
His teeth weren't in. He left them at home.
I was like, dude, go back to the car.
He had his cut-off jean shorts that weren't even, and I'm pretty sure there was a butt cheek hanging out somewhere.
There usually was.
Dad didn't care how he looked.
Yeah, he was like, I can't go in like this. You're going to have to take it back. And I'm like, God damn it.
And there was another story where there was actually, there was it was like a Nerf gun that I took from someone's yard because they left it out in the yard.
Travis.
Yeah, I was...
Control yourself.
I was kind of a klepto when I was younger. I remember stealing from Dollar Tree as well. And that's when we had, the big station wagon. And I remember that's, after, we left there, and I remember, being in the back and pulling out my haul from the pockets. And
Yeah, Cody's did that. He was talking about how he pulled out a candy bar. He's like, I don't know why I did that. And I was like, my dad smelled it right away. What is it? Where'd you get that?
I just wanted to bring up... In an episode, they brought up the Indiana Dunes trip, and they were wondering if I was there.
Oh yeah, because that's when you were sick.
Oh yeah, us boys were there.
Yeah.
We stayed in a tent on a campground that was right across from the river where Indiana Beach was.
Right.
And so we would have to take a boat across the river to get to the park. I remember that.
It was fun, kind of like Disney World.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The only thing that really sucked about it was that station wagon and the gas fumes.
Travis got the best of that.
I remember we had a country crock bucket we kept in the back that I could throw up in.
Country crock. You were always throwing up. I remember one time we went to church and you threw up in the car and it smelled like vomit in the car and I almost threw up.
I got car sick a lot, but it wasn't because of motion sickness. I don't get motion sick.
Could have been because your ears.
I have an inner ear problem. I still have ear problems. I'm like deaf in this ear. But like there was that mixed with the gas fumes.
And she knew about it. She
was like, I'm
oh.
just being poisoned by carbon monoxide the entire time.
He's fine. Throw Travis in the back. It's fine. Put pukes in the back.
Right. Put him in the back, and you guys would all like bunch up in the seats.
I was like, how did we all fit in the center seat? All 5 of us? Well, Cody was probably tiny.
I remember the last trip to Six Flags with Dad.
Yeah, that was the last trip that I took with him. I was like 16.
I just remember the smell of that van on the
smelled like onions. See, Cody couldn't remember that. I was like, remember it smelled like fucking BO.
So it had rained right before we left too.
Yes.
So we were all wet.
Yeah, because we were yes.
And we were sweaty from the day because it was sunny and hot all day. And so it started raining. So then we got Subway.
And your dad put onions on everything.
And Dad put like, give me just onions on my sandwich, please. I swear.
No, Charles like, I hate onions, so he's throwing them on the fucking floor in the van.
So the whole van smells like
who the fuck farted?
Body odor because we have teenagers who don't know how to use deodorant yet. Tony,
looking at you, buddy.
You stank.
You stank. So it was Tony and the onions, and then
the wet bodies,
the wet, sweaty bodies. I was like, I could not wait to get out of that fucking van. Like, are we there yet? And it was raining. I remember because I was telling Cody when we sat at that light and the flash of lightning and all those geese flew up out of the cornfield and your dad was like, let's get the flock out of here.
Yeah.
And we were all just dying. That's what I mean by goofy. It was like a total dad joke, but we just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I would say there was definitely more fun memories than the bad.
Yeah, there were.
I like to focus on the fun ones.
Yes, definitely.
But
the
feel like
bad
those
ones are funny too. Sometimes
they can be. I mean,
yeah,
they can be. There are some that were like traumatizing.
Your finger? Do you remember your finger getting slammed in the door?
Oh yeah.
Heather did that,
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, his finger's in the door!" And she like slammed it.
It went like all the way through.
It was like Grandma Mason's.
Yeah, it went all the way through. I remember having to have a splint on my finger for a while. Yeah.
I was like, "Open the door! Open the door!"
So this is one of the times we were at a babysitter's, like this babysitter that mom and dad would always drop us off at.
Yes.
And they had, for whatever reason, she was letting us play out in the backyard, and they had this what used to be like a table, and it was upside down on it, and the legs were off, but so the big nails that were holding the legs in were sticking straight up. And I'm just like, I'm going to step on it.
Because
nail went all the way through my foot.
Oh, I don't remember.
I had to go to the hospital for that one. They had to.
You escaped from a.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
Because you could walk, because he escaped, but somehow he got out of the babysitter's house and on the block, on the street, walking around.
I actually remember a little bit of it.
Yeah, like it's really traumatic.
Young. But I remember being, a lady found me, and I was like, I can't remember if it was like a shop off on the side of the road or something like that, like a little.
Like, why is this 2-year-old walking?
I don't know if it was like a salon or something. It was something. And I just remember being in there, and they were just kind of like taking care of me, like until someone came and picked me up. I tell Nicole about those skits that we used to do.
Yeah, you guys were so dedicated.
We did a Michael Jackson one, we did a Beatles one, we did a Monkees one.
The monkey walk. Is that what we did?
No, it was like the Monkees, like hey, with the Monkees.
Yeah. So the monkey walk.
The monkey walk. Yeah. So we did the Monkees, the Beatles, and a Michael Jackson show.
We did a lot of Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. We did because I remember we did Billie Jean and you used to say Chid instead of Kid. And it really was Chid. So we already discussed the fire. So the fire was in episode 6. So we can talk about episode 6 too. But the fire is where all the home videos were. Because for some reason, Heather had the only video available to everybody.
She denies it. But she had 3 home videos.
Well, we traced it back to the last person who had them was Heather, and of course she's the one that had the fire.
Because you had some when you lived in River Park, but then you gave them to Heather because she said she's going to try to transfer them to DVD.
Oh, yeah, that would have been nice.
Because she had one of those DVD VCR recorder combos. I remember that vividly. Because I would constantly, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Like, can we get that video?
Yeah, can we get that?
Yeah, Hannah said you had the one with her doing the turtle dance.
It was you two are together.
I know.
Yeah, so I have
it's
that.
It's on YouTube.
I do have. I have them as unlisted, private.
You should send me the link, and then I can add the footage on here because that's not great footage. But you got to see Hannah's turtle dance before this season's over. So that was episode 3, like just basically about us and like growing up, and then 4 obviously is the big one. So that was kind of the turning point in a lot of our lives where, you know, we found out about, you know, your dad's addiction and having to deal with all that on top of the death in general. So, yeah, like leading up to that, I would say like leading up to the death, like how was life? Because I wasn't there a lot. The other 2 boys kind of talked about it a little bit, but
it was, I say, the turning point for me where like I'm starting to be like, okay, something's like really wrong. Would have been when we moved from the church house to the south side. It was around Easter, right before Easter, that we moved out of that house and stayed with Grandma. And Dad was staying in there without any heat.
Yeah, they hadn't paid any of the bills.
And I mean, I remember we brought him a plate of food on Easter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then, but as soon as Dad helped us move into the new house, but I say only like a week went by and he was moved in.
Yeah, it was quick.
Mom didn't feel comfortable being by herself in the ghetto. So she asked him to move back in, and he was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to be with his kids.
Sure. Yeah. And he was doing well.
He was doing really good at that point too.
Yeah.
He was always going to work. He was actually kind of the voice of reason for a lot of stuff. I remember one time Mom ordered pizza from like I don't want to say the name of the place, but it's a pizza place.
From a local pizza place.
They came and delivered the pizza to the house, and my mom wrote them a check. The check still had the old address on it because we had just moved.
Oh, yeah,
and so the delivery guy would not accept it.
Oh, my God.
Because the address didn't match.
Can you imagine, like, those checks?
And so, us kids were already in the kitchen eating the pizza.
Yeah, like, too late, dude. You're going to have to.
Like, we were already eating the pizza.
Would that have kept it from getting cash? I don't think so.
No, it wouldn't have.
That was just being unreasonable.
And so, the guy's like, well, I need the pizza back.
Like,
and so... And so Mom comes in, she's really mad. She comes into the kitchen, grabs the pizza from us. I'm pretty sure I'm like mid-bite, and she just like yanks it out of my hand,
gosh.
Puts it in the box,
I'm hungry.
Just throws the pizza at the guy. When that happens, Dad's he's pulling up like in front of the house. He's getting home from work, and he's like had to calm her down.
That's Mom.
Or whatever, because it was when things were normal. Mom was the one that was kind of heightening things.
Erratic.
Dad was pretty mellow. It's only when Dad was...
She automatically is like that, though.
Yeah.
Especially with authority.
I mean, Dad had a temper problem, too, at certain things. So if you set him off...
He had like a switch, yeah.
Yeah, once you hit the switch, you would notice it. But most of the time, he was pretty chill.
He was pretty chill. It was really the alcohol that really affected that part of him.
Yeah, when he wasn't smoking or doing drugs or whatever, like...
Even drugs, I don't think really. He was more paranoid.
It was more the drinking.
Yeah.
But without the drinking, he was literally one of the best people to ever be around. Yep. Anyone will tell you that. I hear that constantly from people that grew up with him.
It's so true because that's how he was.
Like he was the guy. Everyone said that he was the guy that like you can depend on to be there for anything.
And real goofy.
And just real goofy.
Real goofy. He was always joking around and being goofy and telling his dad jokes, and that's why when I was talking about in the earlier days and like why me and your dad actually had a good bond like that because he was just like the perfect dad. Yeah. And then he started, kind of giving into his vices. So with that said, that changed his personality. I mean, only when he was like on them or drinking or whatever. He was, and I don't know, he was just unhappy. I think
there were moments before then, even when we still lived at the church house, where there was actually 2 other attempts where he tried to kill himself.
Right, and me and Mom kind of touched on that. Like I remember when he took all your Ritalin because you wrote us these notes.
It wasn't just my Ritalin. Like he took a bunch of stuff. That he could find, whatever he could find in the medicine cabinet.
And he had a hallucination.
And he just took it. And I remember him coming. I don't know if it was the next morning, the morning after, or the morning after that, but I remember him coming back home and sitting all of us boys down.
Yeah.
And he was emotional. He was crying. He was talking to us. He explained what had happened, like in detail. Like he didn't filter it at all for us. But he told us what he tried to do. That he tried to kill himself.
Yeah, that was the first time.
He said that he saw an angel, and that's what pulled him back. But he tried to kind of butter it up by giving us issues of National Geographic.
He was about like, oh, we're gonna like. He did basically the same thing to me and Heather when we got there. He like sat us down because Mom's like, hey, Leon wants to talk to you, and kind of explained it. Like we understood probably better than you guys what was happening as far as trying to take his life.
I remember Dad actually having the conversation with Mom about wanting to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
because that's one thing about my dad is that even though Heather and Amy were his stepdaughters, he did not look at them.
No. Yeah,
like they were his blood as far as he was concerned.
Yeah.
So
at all. In fact, I was telling Abby that I wanted to revamp the video that I had made for their dad because it's kind of like very amateur. I made it a long time ago, but I would like it to be redone in a nicer way. What did it do?
There was a little bubble.
Oh yeah, that's your dad. It only comes on when I do sibling sessions.
Hey, Dad.
Hi. Yeah, me and Cody were like, ah! So what he's talking about, and you guys are probably familiar, the director's cut, which I did on the first 4 episodes already, and everybody loved that. It just takes a lot of time, so when I pump out the episodes, I don't put the photos in there, but it gives you something to look forward to. So that one will probably be a 2-hour one. So
editing takes a long time.
It does, especially when I'm going to be adding, since it's the last 3 episodes plus sibling session, so basically 4 episodes again. But the last director's cut is going to have like video footage because this is further along in the technology, so we have a lot to share on that one. So that one's probably going to be 2 hours. You guys have something to look forward to coming soon to a theater near you. So the 4th season, like I said, we were talking about the big when you realize there was something wrong. So even before that though, when your dad would be gone and stuff.
Yeah. So
how'd you deal with that?
So I remember on Fridays. Like, one, as a kid, you should never know, like, when your parent's about to get paid. Or you don't need to worry about that stuff.
But yeah, you did.
Unfortunately, I had to.
And you got dragged to the bars and stuff.
Correct. So I dreaded Fridays where my dad got paid.
Yeah.
I constantly tried to look for an excuse to go to a friend's house, stay the night. That's why me, Lucas, and Cody kind of had a lot of the same friends during that time period.
Yeah.
And so we would all together go to the same friend's house. Oh, and so try to get away.
Yeah, Cody had that. Cody was a little different. It seems like you and Lucas were more
me and
the two that were always together just because you're.
Me and Lucas were closer when we were younger. Me and Cody in teenage years, it was me and Cody who were close.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just remember.
Change over time.
I remember just like dreading the Fridays that my dad would get paid, and if I didn't see him come home like around 4:00, which would be before Mom would, I already know.
Which Mom probably already knew by then too.
Yeah, I already knew. So I'm like, oh great, Dad's gonna come home drunk.
So I gotta tell you, the weekends, because I still came. I came consistently. Like Heather stopped coming, and Tony stopped coming, but I always came consistently at least every other weekend until I was old enough to make that call myself. Mm-hmm. But I gotta tell you, it happened quite often. For a while there. I mean, there would be like the lulls where he would be trying to get clean later on, but like it happened quite often a lot. And then Mom would get his check. She was pretty consistent.
Yes, Mom would try to hurry up and try to get the check before my dad got done with work to pick it up.
Right, and sometimes he got off early.
She had something worked out with his work to do that. And they were just like, well, we can't stop him from getting it, but we'll give it to you if you can get here before he does. Right,
so if he could resist the urge to go get that check, which sometimes... usually if he was working, he was fine. But if he got off early, that was when it...
Right.
But I just remember coming over, like, when that would happen. And it'd just be like, it became such a thing that I'd be like, oh, Leon's gone. So we would always try to make sure it was still a good time. I mean, I don't remember it really dampening anything. But I'll tell you what days I dreaded. Sundays, because I'd be there till Sunday. And then I'd dread him coming home. And, like, a fight ensuing because my mom would not be happy. It's not necessarily he came home yelling. He came home and she started yelling, So.
First started happening, Mom would get super worried. She'd pack us all up in the car and we'd go driving to the bars to try to find him.
Yep.
It was always
because that's when he probably wasn't talking to her and she didn't know. When he was doing the crack, she wouldn't chase him down necessarily.
Yeah.
Unless,
So yeah, I remember doing that, going from bar to bar. There's usually like the bars, the go-to bars my dad went to. So, but yeah, I just remember I was like I don't want to do this. I just want to be at home.
Yeah.
Eventually, Mom kind of caught on to that, so she stopped doing that. And I remember it actually kind of leads up to what Cody said, that he saw like Dad the day before. I saw Dad too.
Oh.
Because he came and saw us when we were
Everybody.
at the Y.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
That's where Cody was when he saw him too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we were all at
So
the Y.
I thought it was weird if he just saw Cody.
It's just Cody. Cody wasn't with me or Lucas because
Right.
me or Lucas were in the leaderships and training program.
So he just went and see. Well,
So
that was,
Cody was part of a different
I
group.
never knew that.
But yeah, he came to us at the Y and gave us lunch, and I remember it being, besides it being random, it felt kind of somber, like right there.
Like it wasn't like the usual, like, hey,
like
if he came there, it would be for
It really felt like, looking back at it now, because I still remember how I felt when it happened.
right.
It felt like a goodbye, like he knew.
And that's the thing about suicide that
he was thinking about it then.
yeah, they don't. They're not loud. People that are gonna do it are not loud about it.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of go, like a cat going off into the woods or something. They don't say anything. So
I just remember, hugging him that time, and
like
he was kind of lingering more than he did. Like he didn't want to leave right away, and I just remember the hug lasting longer than it normally does, feeling warmer than it normally does.
like more comforting, maybe.
Right.
Well, I'm glad he did that because I didn't even know he had done that.
I didn't think anything of it, and it actually took me a while to like remember that day because, the next day you find out he's gone.
Right.
It's just you're not thinking about all that stuff. You're just
right.
kind of lost.
So, right. Exactly. Like surreal almost.
Yeah.
And Cody had mentioned that you called Stan. So Mom had you call Stan?
Yes. So I had to make several calls that day. I think I did it only because I knew Stan's number.
Okay.
I think that's why.
Okay.
And I was already on the phone at the time because I had called my girlfriend Crystal at the time.
Okay.
To tell
That's
her.
important, Travis. His 11-year-old girlfriend.
I was 11. She was 13.
Oh, older lady. Nicole, look out.
She's older than me.
Oh, well, perfect. So you talked to Stan's parents, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
I talked to Stan's parents. I let them know kind of quickly what happened. And then they were just kind of like, hold on, let me give the phone to Cody and you can let him know.
Yay!
But,
That's not the way,
But I was just like, no, I never actually talked to Cody directly. They ended up not giving the phone to him.
Yeah, that's probably. They probably didn't want to be the ones to.
Right. I remember being in the living room at that house on the south side, and I remember I drew a picture, and it was based off of, because we were all super into like the Beatles and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Kelly
remember,
family?
yeah, in the Kelly family. I remember rewriting Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds into Daddy in the Sky with Flowers.
Aw.
And I remember I was singing that, and I drew a picture. Mom used to have it for the longest time. I don't think she does anymore. But I drew a picture of like Dad in the Sky with Flowers. And I wrote Daddy in the Sky with Flowers.
However you feel it. That's art.
I remember singing it, and it's like I'm like sobbing as I'm saying it, so it sounds like I'm like, Daddy. Yeah, I remember that. But
Abby did say she remembered you, like, kind of looking out the window and stuff, or not Abby, maybe Cody. I don't know. Somebody remembered you.
I
don't remember any of the kids.
I do remember staring out. It's funny you mentioned it because when I called Cody, try to get a hold of Cody, I'm staring out the window when I'm doing it. Just kind of separating myself from what was going on. How I found out about the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I was at home.
Yeah.
Lucas was too. Cody was the only one that was gone. And I remember I was sleeping upstairs. I remember waking up, and my hair was like wet and sticky because there was like a can of soda left on the floor, and I was sleeping on the floor.
Why?
I don't know.
He woke up like he partied all night.
I remember just like as I'm trying to figure out what the heck's wrong with my hair, I hear Lucas running up the stairs, and he's just like, Travis. I'm like, what? He's like, Dad's dead.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, what? Like, Dad's dead? And that's why I kind of get like a panic, and I run downstairs.
Sure.
And as soon as I get downstairs, because there's the bathroom right there at the bottom of the stairs, and I go into the kitchen, I see Mom sitting on a chair at the table in the kitchen talking to a police officer.
Damn, that was fast.
Yeah. At that point, I didn't care at all about the details of it. All I know is that my dad's dead, and I don't want it to be true.
Right. Yeah.
I just remember that was right at the time when they were taking him out from the garage on the gurney.
Yeah, Abby said something about that.
And I remember looking out the window and seeing they had a sheet over him, and so once I knew that the sheet was over him, it was official at that point.
Yeah.
And I remember them saying, like, I don't know why they would say this to Mom, but giving her, like shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I remember them saying something to Mom, at least the police officer did, that he was still pretty warm and had a very faint heartbeat when they got there. And so if they would have been there just like 5 minutes sooner, then they probably could have brought him back. Yeah, I'm just like, why would you tell her that?
Yeah, like, oh, I waited too long.
But I remember it was, man, that's when, like, just, like, the family took a complete 180, like, for, like, how we felt, and
exactly.
we weren't the same anymore.
That was a big thing that I kind of mentioned in the end of the burial, was, like, just how that happening, like, your dad, like, his idea behind doing that was that we would be better off, and we were actually not. We did not handle it well.
Far from it, because even with all the issues my dad had, he was the one that kept us together.
And it was consistent, at least. Yeah, like, we knew, like, we always kind of held on to each other, and we were still, like, kind of innocent. And then when he was gone, then everybody just kind of, like, was like, fuck it, you know? So it got very cold. Like, the atmosphere was cold. Everybody was sad. It was just...
Yeah, cold is very accurate. Like, I never actually thought of it that way. It's just like, because when Dad was around, it was very warm.
Yeah, you felt like protected, like, you know, like a family unit. We felt like it's like having one of your arms cut off.
Right,
like,
and like, well, Mom was there. Mom, you loved us. Don't worry. I feel that you loved us.
I tell her that I had to cry. It's like, Mom, we love you. We just fuck around. You're funny.
It's just that, like, with Dad, you really felt it. Like,
right, because Mom, I mean, that was like the love of her life. Obviously, she stayed with him through all of this, only for this, you know, and then now she's stuck with all of us. Yeah. You know, and Leanne's one that was the kid person. So it's like, it's a lot. And not having the guidance from a parental figure. Like, my mother was not doing that at that time. No offense to my mom. I mean, that's a normal reaction. I mean, you kind of, like, lose sight of what's important, unfortunately, because of your grief. Going back
to Dad and the death, I remember I was sitting on the couch where his shoes were, because they were on the floor in front of the couch.
Right.
And I remember putting my feet in them like this, and then that's when I was like, "What's this?"
The wallet.
And it was his wallet. I was the one that found his wallet. And I remember, like, opening it and looking. I'm like, "Oh, like, this is Dad's wallet." And so then I went to Mom. Not an important part of the story.
But no, I mean, because I was under the impression that that's why she thought he was there, is because his wallet was there, but it's probably just his shoes were there.
I remember there being, like, a bigger deal that I found his wallet, because I think Mom was looking for it. And I was like, oh, I found it. It's like, it's right here.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like that sounds very familiar. Yeah. Do you, how about the funeral? How did you remember that?
The funeral was, I remember there being a lot of people there.
Yeah, there were.
Like, I've been to a lot of funerals. Never seen that many people at a funeral. But yeah, I just remember there being a lot of people, and I was like, oh wow, there's a lot. Like, and I had a lot of people that I never knew that were coming up to me and other siblings, and like, I was letting them know, like, oh, I knew your dad when he was there, you know.
And we had a lot of family from out of town, like, people.
Yeah, I remember Danny, our cousin, being there, and he was just hysterical.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like,
he was a pallbearer too, wasn't he? Because you guys were too small.
Yeah, we were too small. None of us boys, except for Tony. Tony was the only one that did it.
Ricky and Matt, and I believe Sean and Danny.
That's because like, a lot of our cousins, even on my mom's side, my dad kind of took them under his wing. Yeah. Like Danny and Ricky and Matt. Like, they were pretty. He tried to take care of them as well, as much as he could.
Ricky lived with us for a short time.
Yes.
Yep.
But the biggest, I remember going up to, like, you know, because it was open casket. I remember going up there and seeing him. He was wearing the same exact outfit he's wearing in the Christmas video.
Oh, the gray shirt.
The suede.
Yep, I remember that shirt.
Suede textured shirt.
Mom picking that shirt specifically.
With the khakis that he had. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the nicest thing.
That was his nice church outfit.
Yeah, that's the nicest thing.
They weren't the cut-off jean shorts. Don't worry. Kept his butt cheeks in. I remember, like, for me, like, it was hard for me. That was, like, the hardest part, was seeing, because it brought it all into, like, like, it's real.
Yes, I remember having a hard time looking at him.
Yeah.
I had to go up with Mom, and I remember kind of hiding,
like kind of
behind her.
shaking, yeah,
Because I didn't want to see Dad that way. Eventually, I built up the courage to emerge from behind my mom.
Right. That's the purpose of, that's that closure, because in my head and probably in your head, you're thinking this is like, it's surreal. Like it's happening, but is it?
And I just...
Maybe he's kidding.
Right. No, yeah. And that's when it kind of made it like real.
Yeah. Yeah. But, so that, I mean, not to bring up, I don't like being very too bad on the sad stuff. We got sad stuff. Sometimes we got to cry too. But, so yeah, that was it. Did you happen to have any dreams or anything? Like any signs of comfort after? Because I feel like your dad lingered a little bit afterwards.
Yes, actually. And I'm surprised Mom didn't mention this at all.
There's so many things it's hard to remember.
Yeah. Shortly after he was gone, I want to mention one more thing about the funeral. I just remember that his brother, my uncle, was a pastor, and he was
Billy.
Quote, yeah, Billy.
We've talked about Billy.
He was going to be the pastor for the funeral, and I remember him going up there to give the eulogy, and he couldn't finish.
Oh, I don't remember that either.
He choked up. He couldn't finish. And then Brother Baker.
Okay. Actually, I do kind of remember. So Billy is Leon's brother.
Yes,
so
his big brother. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the one that we talked about him. He was going to do his testimony about for doing his 6 months clean at Billy's church because Billy was a minister there, and he was going to do the funeral. And he just couldn't do it. So.
Yeah, that's why Dad was wanting to get religious because he saw the path and how it changed his brother.
And Billy was older. Leon was younger.
Yeah, Billy was older. I think like 6 years older.
And he really didn't want to let Billy down. I mean, Billy was a big part of it too. Like he not only it wasn't just us that he was letting down. He didn't want to let down his dad or his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Billy was a big role model for him.
Billy.
And he's a big role model for a lot of people.
Yeah, Billy's a good dude.
Yeah, he's my father figure.
Yeah, he's like we mentioned that he stayed with Billy for a little bit.
Yeah, I have a closer relationship with Billy, but I probably don't remember dreams too much, but I remember seeing what I thought was, and I still have never to this day seen anything like it. What I thought was Dad at the house.
It's possible. There was lots of paranormal.
And I would be, and I'm so surprised Mom didn't bring this up because she'd catch me in the backyard and I'm talking to nobody.
Yikes!
And I'm just like I'm talking to Dad. That's what I would say. It would be like right there outside the porch. So I'm like, now just be staring up the same height that he would be if I was standing up. And I don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking he was there and I was talking to him.
I mean, kids see things.
And I was getting responses. I felt like I was getting responses back.
I felt his presence there. I mean, I don't really care what anybody else thinks
like
or feels, but
it felt like I'm not something, I don't believe in any of that stuff, but it...
Traditionally.
You felt... I swear you felt him there.
He was.
It was heavy.
It was heavy, and I think that because there was so much grief and so much turmoil going on, I don't think he expected it to be on that level, and I think he definitely stayed as, not only just because I maybe trapped in this little, like, not moving on because of how he did it, but also because of the comfort that was needed. Right. And like me and Mom both had the dream, whereas it seems like you had more of the presence, and I didn't experience as much of the paranormal activity without you guys around.
Like if it's like when
music. Anyway.
When I'm about to, like, this actually happened only like a few weeks ago, where I'm about to go to sleep, I'm almost asleep, and I hear a voice. I swear it sounds just like Dad, and I jolt up awake. Till this day.
It's possible.
And so I'm just like, why? I keep thinking back on it. I'm like, yeah, even if I'm dreaming, but why is it always my dad's voice? Always.
She used to hear music all the time. Do you remember that? It was like, do you remember the Kelly Family, The Last Tree, that song? Mm-hmm. It was that music at the beginning, okay. She used to hear that all the time. I'm going to ask you.
Dad liked the Kelly Family too.
He did. He liked Roses Are Red and One More Song specifically. Yep. But that song she kept hearing all the time, like just in like her head. It was weird. It's good to keep notes, but besides that, so the paranormal activity you didn't really experience as much. Southside, you didn't really have to experience too much. You did.
I was only on the South Side for 6 months.
The South Side was a rough time for everybody, and I think Travis was just checked out there. He was just like, but that was probably saved him from having to deal with that. Thank God.
I hated my time at the South Side. So I can only imagine for them having to be there for as long as they did.
But after we got out of his house, then Travis came back and was, it was a calmer situation. I think it's where Mom is now.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that, like post your dad passing, and then Mom. What do you remember about like Keith? So my mom doesn't date. How long was it? About 3 years.
Yeah, it was December 2003 is her anniversary.
December. Oh, okay. So 2003.
That's when they got married. Yeah.
So 1 year.
Yeah.
Jeez, Mom, I thought you waited.
No,
anyway.
it was less than a year they got married.
Well, I mean, like after your dad. Oh, he died in 2000.
Oh, I mean,
so,
after my dad died, yeah.
She was in mourning for quite a bit. She
didn't start dating until probably like 2 years after.
At least 2 years, and so she started dating.
I remember there was before Keith, there was Bob, the science teacher, who died of cancer.
He died of cancer, yeah. So she dated one guy.
A nice guy,
yeah. So that on the day they got married, here we are, and then from there, I don't really remember because I moved out directly after they got together. I didn't feel like I had to be there anymore for them.
So for me, like I didn't go back and live with Mom until January 2005. So
that was after Lee's chicken house.
Yeah, I never saw that house.
That house, I barely saw that house.
I was never at that house.
They were only there like a year maybe, but that's where she started dating him.
So yeah, where she's at now is the house that they've
been there.
There was the house they bought together as a married couple,
like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, they're still there. So.
I remember it's when I moved back with Mom from living with Uncle Billy.
Yep.
And then, I remember he was always really nice because I had interacted with him before then, but like living with him, I was like, okay, I don't know this guy, so like we'll see how it is. At that point, I wasn't really thinking about it too much. I was just like, I'm back with like my brothers and sisters. I can like
Yeah, and personality-wise, Keith was significantly different than their dad.
Yes.
And my dad. Mom, like I always say this, Mom had no type. Oh, there she is. Oh, you keep talking.
Sorry. But yeah, where were we at?
You're talking about, Mom, you're being awkward.
It's just awkward now.
Now we can't talk. The kid, when you moved when you came back from Billy's.
Yeah, I remember being excited because I was like, the house is like, oh, it's like a nice, it's an actually like a house that feels like there's enough room for everybody for like the first time ever. I remember the area being nice, and I already knew what schools I was going to be going to at that point, so I was excited about it.
Yeah.
So it was a stark contrast from the ghetto that we lived in before.
It was
like a complete 180.
Yeah.
So it was nice. That's something that I am always thankful for, and something that I expressed to him.
Yeah.
Verbally. Multiple times.
Agreed. Keep that very thankful for.
Yeah, that because of him, we were able to get out of that, out of the South Side. Like he played a big role in that.
Yeah, and helping Mom.
Mom
get back to normal, and providing that father figure that the girls needed more than anything, because the boys were pretty much teenagers by now, so like they had a little bit more difficulty. Like, and Keith was a super loving, or like the great stepfather that Leon had been to me. Necessarily, it was a little harder for him, but he did take on a lot. So
yeah, he took on more. You could definitely tell he thought that he could take it on, and he found out that it was too much. But he wanted to stay committed because he loved Mom. So.
Yeah, and he did.
And he definitely had his moments. I'd say me more so than a lot of the siblings. Always tried to reconcile with him.
Right.
And try to like have a relationship, but then he would usually do something that would undo all the work I've done.
Yeah.
To try to have a relationship.
Not very forgiving on that.
It was hard. I could say it was probably harder for a lot of the other siblings to adjust to him, simply because of at least the older siblings. Because yes, while Dad had his problems, he was this loving man.
Yeah, he never made me feel unwelcome, and I got, where's that light that's shining on my face coming from? Where are you coming from? But yeah, so he was just I think Mom turned him against me, like I said before, from the South Side, because I was kind of disrespectful. But at the same time, he wasn't he wasn't really wanting a relationship, I feel like, as much, because I was older, kind of a.
Yeah.
He was like, that ship has sailed. But I remember I went to go get a table. Mom said I could have like some end table or something. and I went to go pick it up, and Keith was there. It was like one of my first interactions with him. And I guess I was getting the wrong, and I went downstairs. She told me he was in the basement, so I'm like, oh, this must be it. And I went to grab it, and then all of a sudden Keith appeared. That's my table. And I was just like, oh, well, my mom said I could come get the table. She's like, not that table. He was just really rude to me, and I remember not liking him just based on that. But, I mean, like I said, that's just how he was, just kind of like, not real warm, but he wasn't a...
Passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's, we lived, like me and the younger siblings, we lived with him, so we kind of...
Saw more sides of him.
Yeah, we also learned to live with the quirks.
And harmony.
Sometimes it blew up. It was just bad timing because we were all becoming teenagers. Yeah. And so you had a lot of teenage angst in the house.
That, and I mean, that was your first step-parent. Like, I had step-parents, so I was used to, like, the step-parent, but they were, like, kind of like, you're not my dad,
The good and happy fun moments lasted way longer. Way more. There was way more of that.
Yeah, you guys went to Disney World.
Yeah. We went on vacations every year. We'd go to Washington, D.C.
Which you guys never really had that before, just sporadically with your dad when we could afford to go, you know?
We always had really nice vacations when Keith was in the picture.
Yeah, so he offered some good stuff for them, some good experiences at least, which I'm grateful for you guys. Yeah. For sure. And for my mom, because, she needed a companion. And he was, I mean, how long were you guys married? My mom's here right now. How long were you guys married?
Me and Keith?
Yeah.
21 years.
21 years. So, yeah. That's a long time to put up with us. But, yeah, so... Well, do you have anything else you want to add to this?
I remember the Mammoth Cave trip very, very vividly.
I remember the Mammoth Cave.
I remember they had, like, a little, like, booth set up where you can buy, like, special rocks and stuff. I remember getting on, like, mom and dad, like, please, can we get some rocks?
I think we did. We did.
We got some, what is it, like, pyrite? What's it called?
Purple? Was it purple? Or waxy?
There was a purple one, and then we all got, like, a fool's gold.
Okay. I remember the Fat Man's, it was Fat Man something and Skinny Man something. Remember that?
Oh, the pathways.
Yeah, the pathways.
Yeah. They had, like, a Skinny Man and a Fat Man pathway.
Yeah, like Fat Man's Worry or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was... I don't know. It was really nice and cold. It was hot, and as we walked up, it was like air conditioning. It was really cool.
And then there was like the Lincoln's birthplace.
Yeah, that was on.
And we were in like that log cabin that had like the whole like presentation they played for us and stuff. But that I don't remember it being all the same trip, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it was all the same trip, and Cody threw a fit.
Already down there. We did a lot that trip. I'm pretty sure Indianapolis Zoo was on the way down there. They
like made up for not taking us to Florida every year.
I wanted to bring up that with Dad that we would. You had no part in this whatsoever, but it was because it was Dad's mom, Grandma Mason.
Oh.
And I just remember her disciplinary ways. If I was scared of my dad disciplining me, I was even more scared when it came to my grandma. I just remember she had a wooden paddle that she kept hung up in the kitchen with our names on it and tally marks for how many times we got spanked by it.
I was kind of scared of Grandma.
And there was holes drills in the paddle, so there was less wind resistance when she'd swing to hit you with it.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't do that.
Evil.
Yeah. I can't even remember what I did, why I got spanked. I remember Dad coming to pick...
You were very defiant, even when you were getting spanked. I'm like, Travis, stop it!
I remember when Dad came to pick us up that day from that...
They were going to an elementary school.
Elementary school. And my grandma lived right down the road, so we'd go there and hang out there after school until it was time until my dad got off work and he'd pick us up.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember that I hadn't gotten spanked yet, but I was in trouble. And Dad showed up.
Not Travis.
And I was like, oh God, I was like, Dad, Dad could spank me. That's what I said. Like, Dad can spank me to my grandma.
Oh.
And my dad, I remember he went like this. He kind of like sat back on the couch. He's just like, oh no, we'll let Grandma take care of this one. I remember that.
I didn't know you guys got spanked by Grandma Mason. See, she was always nice. I never got spanked.
She was rough and tough, but she was also, at the same time, I felt really loved by her.
Yeah, she was always a good,
she would spoil the crap out of us on Christmas.
She gave me $50. She was just like your dad in the way that she never made me feel like I wasn't her granddaughter or inferior in any way.
Yeah.
I thought that's one thing I do remember. And she was much nicer than Grandpa Mason. I just can't get over how mean Grandpa Mason was. I'm just saying, he was mean.
Grandpa Mason, I remember going up to try to give him a hug. He'd be like, okay, yeah.
I know, I gave him a hug too. He'd like growl at me or something. And he always was eating lemon heads. And Heather asked him one time for a lemon head. You don't be asking for those lemon heads.
Don't ask him for his lemon head.
Heather was...
He was always watching like John Wayne or some Western on the TV.
Something awful. I remember thinking, can we get the flock out of here? And Sherry was always really sweet and nice, too.
Sherry's always sweet. Sherry was a little too sweet. She'd always come and give us
like
the wettest kiss on our face.
She does that now.
Well,
she's very sweet. She's the one that actually provided me all those photos.
She's gone now, but...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, she passed away shortly after Grandpa died. Yeah. So,
Who did?
Sherry.
She just died last year.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
After Grandpa died.
Grandpa.
Oh yeah. After Paul died too.
Oh, I didn't know that Sherry died.
Her husband Paul died, and she died like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's awful. God rest her soul.
She was staying the night.
I always thought she was just
She's
as sweet.
sister.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Why are you saying it like that?
We're about to be. Mom's about to be history.
Dad would always pick us up. Not always, but he would always. He would like have moments where he'd randomly pick us up from school, like in the middle of school.
Like
and
when
I remember he would tell we were supposed to be in school. He would tell us not to tell Mom, but he.
Oops, that cat's out the bag.
He felt. Yeah. And I look back now, it's because he felt guilty.
Yeah.
But he would take us to the arcade at the mall or to the beach randomly. And
do you see? This is like his perfect explanation of who Leon was as a person. Like he fucked up, yeah, but he was like it was very important to him to like have that fun with his kids and let
he cared about what his image was to his kids.
Yeah, he cared about his kids, obviously, and he wanted to make sure they were still happy. I mean, the arcade, what does that really do? Yeah. It gives them that happiness.
I still remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Aladdin's Castle at the mall. It doesn't exist anymore, so I can say it.
Yeah.
But he'd be outside playing recess, and he'd just be like kind of hanging on the fence, watching me, and he'd be like, "Hey, come here," and he's like, "I got," and he'd give me a brand new pair of shoes. He got me a pair of Shacks.
Oh, I remember the Shacks.
Yeah, I remember that. He gave them to me randomly when I was at school. And I can just
imagine
imagine how
gifts?
it was for my teacher. Like, my teacher's like, who's this guy? Like, hey, kid, come here. I got some shoes for you.
Like, that's my friend.
My dad came off creepy a lot of times, but he wasn't. Like, he was...
It wasn't just the jean shorts either.
Yeah, he was just a sweet guy. That
Josh is like that, too.
Adored his kids.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that's kind of hard to see if you don't have that. So
I also wanted to bring up the $100 bill store.
I was going to bring it up, but I didn't know if it was a bad memory for you.
No, it's not. I mean, it could be
because he got beat.
Yeah, I got beat pretty bad for that one. But
you were bad.
So we were in Mom's car, and the front, like the undersides of the seats, were open all the way back, and I was sitting all the way in the back. Mom's purse had slid all the way back at some point.
Convenient.
I saw what was thought, because I'm pretty sure, like in school at the time, we were learning money, and I thought it was $1.
Yes, I'm
because
sure
I just saw like
I mean, Travis was naughty, but he knew better than take $100 bill.
I wasn't that stupid.
He wasn't that naughty. Coloring books are one thing.
Mom dropped us off. She was going garage selling. Mom dropped us off at the playground at the elementary school that we were going to at the time, and I remember realizing after I looked at because. All I saw was the numbers.
Because it was
100.
probably folded, yeah.
Yeah. Once I got it out at the park and I looked at it, and it says underneath Benjamin Franklin's portrait, it says $100. I knew how to read.
Yeah. And all the other kids did too.
I was like, thanks to my mom, we all knew how to read really well.
We went to the school for kids that can't read well. I have never seen that before.
What?
That's funny. Hearts.
How'd you do that?
You make like a heart.
Oh my gosh!
Oh! Yay!
Now you know why those things appear.
I gotta look into that.
Yeah. And once I read that it was $100, I was like, oh crap. And I didn't want any part of it at that point.
But it was too late.
So I just went like, I didn't even bury it.
The burying story was good.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have got beat if you'd have given it back.
Yeah, you should have. Well, he wasn't thinking.
You would have got beat if you gave it back.
He did get beat.
Well, how would you feel if your kids stole $100?
I mean, and they were poor. It was probably a payday loan for them to have cash.
I remember though we were just playing at the playground. I thought I shrugged it off. I'm like, okay, we're done.
They'll never know the difference.
Who's gonna know?
Everybody immediately.
And
I'm not gonna miss $100.
Mom comes just like steaming into the with her car.
Doing a Tony. Yelling up at Travis, just like, oh shit, looking all over the ground.
I'm just like, as soon as I'm just like,
But Lucas is like, yeah,
Oh,
his heart's
shit.
like,
And I'm just like, I'm not saying shit.
like, I plead the fifth.
And you're like, fine, then you guys want to tell me nothing? You'll just have to deal with it when your father gets home.
Oh.
I'm like, oh shit.
That's
Well,
when Lucas
I was like, at least
started
if
talking real quick.
That's why I was like, hey, if I'm going down, everyone's going
Oh
with
my God,
me.
I had the same mentality.
And so I remember when
We
Dad
picked
got
him
home.
up. We picked him up from work.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why we
that's
were
right.
there.
That's right. Yeah, we picked him up from work. And
We got Mom filling in the
We got
gaps.
back home. Me, Lucas, and Cody were all lined up in the foyer area at the church house. Because no one had said anything. No one knew anything. Cody and Lucas, if they say
Travis knew something.
If they say they knew something, they didn't know anything. As someone who's intimately familiar with the story,
I only know because Mom told me the story, the aftermath story. Like, oh, is Travis okay?
he pretty much interrogated every single one of us. But Dad kind of knew it was me.
Yeah, but he was nice
kinda,
about it, though, to get you to admit to it, didn't he? And then it turned to wrath.
Not really, no. He was kind of yelling at us the whole
He
time.
said no.
He might have said, like, hey, if you don't, I'll maybe
Beat
these
you
exact
less.
words. I'd like, I'll beat the shit out of you. But like,
That might be why
eventually-
Travis has ear problems. I'm
Well,
not
Dad,
sure.
like,
I
while
thought
we
he was going to really hurt.
while we loved our dad and he was comforting to us, we also were scared of him at the
and
same
fear,
time.
that's part of the respect of
And so
a
he
parent.
had the ability to pretty much scare us into admitting whatever the heck we did.
do it all. Fuck.
Because we knew that if we didn't, it would have been worse. He kind of just grabs me by this, lifts me up, and
Yeah.
he's just like banging me against the wall. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
and then my nose I had a nosebleed.
You had a
problem.
nosebleed. You had an ear infection.
Now, in this set, when my nose started bleeding, that's when my dad felt horrible.
Yeah. We're good.
And he was instantly grabbed his rag that he had for work. He always had on his utility belt. Gave it to me, and he was having me hold it up, and he felt terrible. He was like holding me like this.
Yeah, he would just probably.
He was still kind
so
of talking.
angry. He
He
didn't
was still
realize.
talking angrily at me, but he felt horrible that my nose started bleeding. That nosebleed, I don't think was so much his fault. I had a nose bleeding problem.
Yeah,
My nose would just spontaneously bleed, like in class. Like
Heather did too.
you probably should have picked me up and started slamming me against
Well,
the
no,
wall.
and the boys saw your brother saw it. It was probably traumatizing for them too, and it traumatized my
Yeah.
mom.
And we always when we all got in trouble, we all got spanked by him. But like we always
It was it was rare. I mean, like when he did something like that, because there were a couple occasions.
It didn't happen. Like usually his raised voice was enough.
Yeah, but it
And
was.
so it didn't resort to spanking all that.
I mean, they
often.
had to have done something really bad. That was pretty bad, or he had to have been drinking.
Right. He also cared how we behaved when we were out and about. So if we misbehaved then, he wouldn't put his hands on us when we were out and about. He'd wait till we got home.
He wasn't drinking that time.
Right.
No, he wasn't. No, that's
Because
because.
he came right from work.
No.
Yeah.
On that occasion, it was because Travis did something very
Yeah.
bad.
We did have a PlayStation we got for Christmas from Grandma Mason. It was a joint
Oh,
gift.
Mom said that he gave you.
It was a joint gift for all of his boys
Yes.
from Grandma Mason.
Yeah, I remember that.
He ended up pawning that at some
Yep.
point.
You
But
sure did. I remember.
but he
What
did.
didn't he want?
He did come home randomly one day. There was it wasn't a special occasion or anything. It was like a bag with a Sega Genesis and games in it. I'm like, pretty sure you stole those. But
That's what Mom said too. I was like, "Where'd you get that?" I like,
I'm
I stole
pretty
it.
sure
Like,
he stole
okay.
these. But that was
Leave
great.
it.
I know.
But yeah, the Sega Genesis was awesome.
I'd like to think he didn't.
I also remember he had like some guy come and install like illegal cable.
Yes.
So we can have free cable.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that
Oh,
was
yeah.
That was at the duplex.
that was awesome.
That was at the duplex.
That was we also had the church house as well.
Yeah, he had a guy.
Yeah, it was
I
I need to find that guy.
There was like this black box that we could hook up and
Yeah.
we get free cable. I loved it too. We got like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, because that's how we watched MJTV.
I do remember a story Mom told me.
When I was alone in the house, yeah.
I wasn't there for it, but Mom told me a story of her and Dad watching What Dreams May Come, and
That's actually in the video. That quote.
and Dad looking over at her crying, saying like, "I'd go to hell to bring you back." I was like, if that's not love, I don't know. What love is.
They had the Jack and Diane story.
There was-
for
You
sure.
cry all the
That's
time.
one thing I want to also express, and that's what I try to do it with my kids, is always showing in front of your kids that your parents love each other. And
Yeah.
my parents did that in spades. You knew that they loved each other. That's why my mom, a lot of people said, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave the bad situation?
Because there was two sides
It's
on it.
because my mom loved him and she wanted to be there for his recovery.
Yeah, you can understand that. That's exactly why I stayed with my husband. Like, even though he was the way he was, I loved him and I liked the good parts of him. So when it was good, it was good. When it was bad,
his children, and he loved me a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of love.
Yeah, dedication is huge.
The designated driver.
Travis was at my wedding. Oh yeah, the party bus.
Yeah, I was.
Why were you not in the wedding?
I don't really drink, so I was the designated driver.
And why weren't you in the wedding? That's
Okay, I remember that you asked me to be in your wedding. I, for whatever reason,
maybe you were.
didn't. I know. I was up Rachel's butt.
Oh, he was up Rachel's butt. That's a big butt to be up. Sorry, Rachel, I didn't mean that. That's
You
mean.
should have said her name.
She meant it. But, yeah.
I didn't mean to leave you hanging.
And then the last thing is, like, Dad knew he had a drug problem. He tried to help himself multiple times with inpatient, outpatient, at, like, the Madison Center and stuff like that. I remember him, like, he knew he had a problem and he
was not in denial. That was a good thing.
He wanted to fix himself.
Yeah.
But it was hard.
Yeah, I need that.
What always led to him relapsing is that he'd get back in contact somehow, some way with one of the old people that introduced him to that crap.
Loser friends, yeah.
And I remember, like, those loser friends tried to show up to his funeral. I remember you being upset.
Ricky was upset.
And Ricky was upset. Oh, yeah, Ricky was upset. I remember that.
All right.
But yeah, that's all.
His loser friends came to the funeral, but never to be seen again. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for coming, Travis. This was fun, and we'll edit this and get this out. And then next one out is going to be the director's cut.
I can't wait for that. I got to get you some pictures.
Yeah, that's where I'm going right now to get some pictures. So, signing off.